and after, I'm sure.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
2 people.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start the video.
Sure, thank you.
Connectra creates opportunities for people with disabilities by providing information, resources, and programming geared towards greater inclusion and quality of life. On Service Mondays, we highlight a local organization or initiative. On February 5th, we hear from BC Centre for Ability about their accessible employment programs. Then on February 12th, join Eric to discover the richness of the Disability Foundation's own programming. Monday, February 19th is Family Day in British Columbia, so there will be no programming. On the 26th, join Lauren from Emotions BC for a presentation on the importance of caring for your mental health. On Tuesday, February 27th, find your next read and engage in an insightful discussion on the representation of disabilities in literature through our new book club in partnership with the VPL. On Friday, February 16th, learn how to plan your garden with Digga. Tuesday afternoons are for creative writing with Emily. Wednesdays are chair yoga with Bobby Seal-Kabisky. Thursdays are adaptive fitness with Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Fridays are contemporary improv dance classes with Janice Lawrence. Visit the events calendar on Connectra's website, connectra.org, for more information and to register for events.
Okay, Julie, you can start.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. It's Julie from Ocean Rehab and Fitness. Thanks for joining me today. Today's class, the only weights you will need, if you have any handy, are a set of small hand weights, so a dumbbell set. We'll be using one single weight for part of our class and then 2 weights for part as well. So if you have something like that handy, even if it's water bottles or soup cans or something else to give you a little bit of resistance, that would be good as well. And a water bottle, that's the only other thing you need. So we will get started. You can just find a comfortable seat. We'll start with the breathing exercise that we've been doing during class to begin today as well. So if you're comfortable having your eyes closed, you can go ahead and do that now. We'll focus on just our nice even breaths in and out to start. So an even inhale and an even exhale. And then we'll start to turn our focus to our spine and the crown of our head, so that every inhale brings your head a little closer to the ceiling, and every exhale is nice and even, squeezing out all the air. So give me a few like that, just focused on that spinal extension through the crown of your head. Good. And then we'll change our focus, still with those nice even breaths, to the rise and fall of our chest. Hand on your chest is optional as you think about expanding through your rib cage with the breath in and then squeezing all the air out, breath out. Or that exhale being as even as the inhale. Breath in, your rib cage expands, breath out to release all the air. And one more like that. And then our focus is at our belly and our core muscles. Hand can be there if you like. Feeling the rise and fall at your belly now, like every breath in can fill up your belly like a balloon, and every breath out squeezes the air out, belly button to backbone. So starting to tune into those core muscles, our stabilizer muscles that we're going to be using during a large portion of the class today. Okay, so let's do 2 more like that. Big breath in. Equally big breath out that draws your belly button towards your backbone, and one more. Good. Hands can just be on your lap now. We're going to continue focusing on breathing just for another moment, but this time with a little bit more movement. So this time we're going to take a breath in, crown of your head gets close to the ceiling, and shoulders come up by your ears. And then a breath out, shoulder blades press down your back. So breath in, shoulders come up, breath out, shoulder blades track down your back. And really, it's that shoulder blade tracking down that I'm after. The shoulders coming up during class, we'd prefer if shoulders are down your back for the majority, so that some of our other muscles that are not those muscles that kind of connect between your ear and your shoulder, so those are not working too hard. So let's just do 2 more like that. And 1. Good, and then we'll start to do some small shoulder rolls to the back. Arms can just kind of be following along on your lap for now, and then start to add in a little bit more movement once that feels good. And then maybe a little bit more movement again until you have that nice big circle. Good, let's do 2 more like this. And 1, we're going to come back to this move in a minute, but in the meantime, let's go to the front, little scoops to start. Adding in a bit more arm movement as those shoulders are starting to get warm until you're doing big forward scoops. Good, let's do 2 more here. And 1. All right, I want to do a little bit of spinal rotation without any large arm movements, and then we'll add those back in again. So take both hands to one side of your lap, upper thigh, and give me just a gentle rotation, spinal rotation back to center. So just moving through gentle range, rotate, come back to center. If you like the feel of a pause and a stretch, go ahead, or just keep moving through small rotations. Maybe you'll add in a little bit of neck movement too, so a bit of neck stretch as you look over that shoulder. So rotate and look towards the back of the room. Good, we'll do 2 more on this side. And 1. And then we'll do the same on the other. So just resetting our posture up nice and tall through our hips. Both hands come to the opposite thigh now, and starting to either add some just nice gentle rotational movements, or if you like the pause and stretch as you rotate, go ahead and do that. And then maybe I'll add a shoulder check as well, looking towards the back of the room as you rotate back. We'll just do 1 more like that. All right, back to center. Now that we've done a little bit of rotation, I'd like to add back in our rear shoulder circles, 1 arm at a time, with potentially a bit of rotation there as well. So you're rolling that shoulder towards the side that your arm is moving. Last 2. And 1. And then we'll do the same thing to the front. The front is a little more awkward from a rotation perspective, but if you can think about bringing that shoulder slightly forward, but with a long spine still, so that the rotation is kind of mid-spine. Last 2. And last one here. All right. Let's move back to the neck just for a moment here and do a little bit of range from side to side. So dropping your ear towards one shoulder, back to center, and the other. Again, if you feel like there's a spot here that needs a little extra attention, you want to pause for a bit longer stretch, go ahead, or just warming up through that range. Last one each way. And then we'll do a few where you're looking down to your lap, back to center and up to the ceiling. Let's do 2 more like that. And 1. Good. When you come back to center, as usual, we will, excuse me, as usual, we will be doing a few optional hinged exercises today. So let's just do a few hinges together. Hands are on your lap. Utilizing core to help to hinge at the hip crease, coming forward and then back again. So from here, just test out what you know is best for you today. If when we do hinges later on in class, you need that front facing support, make sure you take that or stay upright depending on the exercise if I give you the option of hinging. Good. If you feel like you can take one hand away at a time, let's do a push away and then a pull back in. Push away, pull in. So adding that hinge or upright, just the arm movement. Good, last 2. And last one here. And then we're going to do the same thing to the side. So let's either keep hands on our lap or stabilized on your chair, maybe the arms of your chair if you prefer, to do a little side flex back to center, other side. So hips are staying even. Side flex is coming with some support through our oblique muscles. And then if you feel like one hand can come away to do a press to the side, alternating side press. Good, last one each way here. Okay. Ready to move into a bit of heart-raising activity. I don't have quite as much cardio planned as I do on some days. We're going to be doing a little bit more weight work, but we will definitely also do some cardio. So I'm just going to grab a drink and we'll get started. Okay. So pacing yourself, checking in with how you feel today as we get going. Let's just get some running arms going to start with. So just some nice powerful arms. Elbows bent, shoulders away from your ears. Hips nice and even, side to side. We're staying upright for this first portion. Good. So just pumping those arms. I'm already getting warmer. All right. Hi there. So keep this one going for a little bit. We will change it up here shortly. As I said, I'll give you a few different hinged options today. So this one, you can imagine you're into the wind. Where I live, we get lots of wind. So if you can kind of lean into the wind a little bit and do a little bit of hinged power here, go ahead. Good. Shoulders are facing forward. Lots of power through those arms. Let's do 3 and 2 and last one here. All right, up tall. So that was single arms or alternating arms. We're going to do both together for a while now. And that one's going to look more like our cross-country skier, but with a bent elbow. So we're going to go both arms pull back. So you can stay nice and upright for this the whole time. Or you can add that little bit of a hinge push. Great. Keep going for a few there. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and last one like that. All right, and then we're going to grab our weights for our first weighted sequence. So if you have weights, or again, maybe something else that provides resistance, like some water bottles or soup cans, that's great. We will be doing the same thing using single arm and both arms together, depending on the exercise. So if you have 2 weights handy, you'll start alternating bicep curl here. If you only have 1 weight, yeah, exactly, not bad. As long as they're pretty even in weight. Yeah, good, all the way up, all the way down. So if you need to come a little bit wider to clear your chair, that's fine. Arm extension at the bottom end, all the way up, all the way down. So this one we're doing at a little bit of speed, but with control, right? So sometimes with weights in hand, we have to be a little more mindful of the fact that gravity and momentum kind of helps us out, but we don't want it to. We want our muscles to do the work here. So with control, even if we're moving faster. Let's do last 2 like this. And 1. Okay, both arms come down, shoulders reset back and down into a nice tall posture. We're going to do a few bicep curls that are nice and slow, both at the same time, coming up and down. So when we move both arms with weights away from our body, we need that little bit more stability through our core. So challenging that core stability a little bit here. And then I'll add one more thing to this to add an extra challenge. Good, so we're just gonna do 2 more like this. And 1. All right, and then you will set up to decide whether you feel good about this next one. We're going to do 5, only 5. But this one will be the weights farther away from your body. So you're going to bicep curl as your weights come away from your body, elbows out to the front. Good, so make it really slow, challenge your core. If you need to keep those weights closer, that's totally fine. 2 more here. And 1. Okay, I need those weights handy, but I won't need them in hand for the next few moves. So come back to a nice tall seat and give me a side-to-side bicep curl. Maybe with a little bit of flex, side flex as you go. Great. And then let's change this to a bigger move and do half jack, jumping jack hands. You can make this quite a powerful move, just like our sprinter arms that we were doing earlier, that powerful arm movement. You can make this a big pull on the way down. So press up, pull down, press up, pull down. Let's do 3 more like this. And 2. And 1. All right, if those shoulders need a bit of a reset, go ahead and do that. And then we're going to do both together. So starting with bicep curls off to the side, shoulders are low. Maybe you're making a fist with your hands each time, so just engaging through those muscles a little bit more. And then changing this, if that feels good for you, to the bigger jumping jack arms, both together. Great. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, reset those shoulders. We are going to grab our weights again and do another few exercises that are similar to the arm movements we just did with weights in hand. So this one, I'm going to change it up a little bit from what our unweighted exercises were. We're going to go shoulder set, weights close to my chest at about shoulder level, and elbows facing forward. So this will be an overhead move. Make sure that your chair is in a stable position for this. You either are against a wall or you have the anti-tip to ensure that if your arms are overhead, that you are stable here. So from this, we'll go to a press towards the ceiling. No need to get full extension through the elbow. So really it's about making those front shoulder muscles lift, and then other support muscles to lower. Doesn't have to be a full extension. Good. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. All right, if your shoulders need a reset, come down for that reset. We are going to go that same move, but both arms pressing up overhead at the same time. So again, adding that little bit extra element of stability as we press both arms up overhead. Belly button towards backbone so that our core muscles are supporting and protecting our low back. And elbows nice and even to each other if you can. Good, let's just do 2 more like that. And 1. Excellent, bring those weights down. We will reset, and actually we're gonna set those weights away again, just briefly. So hopefully you have somewhere handy you can set them. Our next one's going to be a bit more of our boxing style move. So you can get your arms ready to hit a target to center. So using some chest muscles as well to squeeze arms to center 1 at a time. So you can imagine you have a target out front at maybe about chest level, put 1.5 feet in front of you. Nice powerful move, squeezing to center. If you would like to add a little bit of a hinge, shoulders are going to face forward, but your target gets further away from you. So that's another option, is adding a bit more hinging, but without a rotation through the spine for this one. So we're keeping everything nice and square, shoulders facing forward. Great, let's do 3, 2, and 1 like this. All right, set those shoulders, arms get ready to do both together. So we're gonna go squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Option of the hinge here as well. Maybe you're squeezing and meeting at center a little further away from your upright position. Good. Keep going. We'll do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Okay, let's get ready to have, actually, I need a drink of water again. So if you need a drink as well, go ahead and grab some water and then we'll continue with this pattern. We're going to grab our weights for the next portion. All right. So when you're ready, shoulders are set in position. It is the same movement that we are going to do for this one. So shoulders are set, 1 arm at a time is going to squeeze to our center target. Lots of control here. Thinking about soft elbows, so My elbow is just slightly bent through the whole range, and my chest muscle is doing the work to squeeze that weight to center. If you'd like to add a little bit of a hinge, I'm okay with that, as long as those shoulders are facing forward as you hinge, and you have that long extended spine. So we're trying to still keep the focus on chest here, but if you'd like to add that little extra bit of core exercise, that is good for me. Let's do 2 more per side here. And last one. Great. Shoulders are set. Arms are ready to do both together. So we're going to do this one nice and close to our body to start, and then I'll give you some options for a little farther away and therefore a little more stability challenging. So shoulders are low. The base of your weights, the bottom side of your weights is going to meet at center at about chest level. So we're going to squeeze to center and release. Squeeze and release. Good. We'll just do 4 more like that. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And then from there, you have an option of either doing that same set of exercises again. We'll do 5 more with the potential of a hinge here as well. So you can stay upright, same exercise, or you can hinge and reach. So longer arms, longer reach. We're going to do 5. 3. Shoulders away from your ears. 2. And 1. All right, weights are coming down again. We are going to do some more back movements now, presses to the back. We've used lots of front shoulder movements. So let's do some back presses. Give me just a tricep press back to start with. So the movement is coming through your elbow, forearm pressing back. Great. And then from here, we'll do both arms together. And maybe you'll start to hinge as well. Shoulders facing forward. Our triceps are kind of powering this move, even though we don't have weights in hand. So every time our elbows extend, triceps contract. Good. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Now, I'd like to add a little bit more before we change back to using weights again here. So what we're going to do is change the move, and then I'll kind of smush those 2 things together into a weighted exercise here in a moment. So let's go. Elbows pull back, arms come wide. So, oh, sorry, let's do 1 at a time first. 1 at a time. Elbow comes back, arm pulls wide. So what I want here is potentially a stretch through shoulders to the front and chest, but really what I'd like is shoulder blade squeezing towards your backbone. So every time that arm moves back, it's because your rhomboids, the muscles that sit between your shoulder blade and backbone, are squeezing. Squeeze. Let's do 3 more like that. And 2. And last one here. Good. Maybe you'll just reset your shoulders and then you'll get ready to do both together. So it's going to be squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Nice tall posture. Okay, so again, the focus is not so much on the arm movement, but that my shoulder blades are squeezing together to create that movement. Last 3. And 2. And last one here. All right, so we are moving on to weights again. This time, we will be using, let's do our rhomboids next. I'd like to focus on that one. We'll come back to triceps in a few minutes. So shoulders are set. Weights are either going to be at your knees or hovering just above your knees, a little extra workload. And we're going to pull back, not with that extra arm movement that we did at the end when we didn't have weights in hands, but just elbow pulls back to assist in the movement as shoulder blade pulls towards center. So squeeze, release, squeeze. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Great. All right, let's reset that. We are only going to do 5 more when both arms are moving together. And you have a choice for this one, depending on how you feel today. You will either do both arms together upright, or you will hinge. I just happen to have a pillow handy. So if you need a little bit of front support when you hinge without having your hands available to support on your knees, you can always add a pillow for front support. And we'll be doing the same exercise, both arms together, shoulder blades squeezed together, and release for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Okay, come on back up. If you had the pillow or something for front support, you might just leave it there because we're going to do triceps next, and I'll give you an option for some hinging here as well. So for now, we'll stay up nice and tall. Elbows are at your side. If you need them a little wider to clear the arms of your chair, that is fine. To do extension back behind. So now my focus is on my triceps, rear upper arm muscles to press back. Good, so elbow extend, elbow bend. Let's do 3 more like this. And 2. And last one here. All right, so for triceps today, I'm gonna, we're actually gonna do this 2 more times of 5. The first one will be upright and the second one will be with an option of a hinge. So both arms together, nice and tall. We're going to extend back and return to our start position. So fairly slow for this one. I'm going to take a little extra hold at the back end before we return to start. Good. So we'll do 2 more. And 1. All right, and then from there, you can hinge if you wish for the next set, the exact same exercise, or stay upright if that's best for you. Doing 5 here as well with a little extra pause at the back end. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Excellent. All right, come on back up top. We are moving into core exercises in just a moment, and I am going to continue to use the weights here for the next little bit. I just wanted to sneak in one other exercise before we did core. So, of course, because we've been moving lots, especially some overhead movements and some bigger movements, we've been using our shoulders. And therefore, we build up a little bit of tension in through our trapezius muscles that sit between our ear and our shoulder as well. A lot of that motion and tension builds as we pull our shoulders slightly forward. That's just kind of the natural movement. So what I want to do is do a set of exercises for our trapezius muscles, but I want to focus on the rear movement. So I might turn to the side so you can see me in a moment. But here's what I'm after. weights are in hand, as long as they're a low, like a small weight. Shoulders are set into position and palms are facing back, as close as you can get them to you. So depending on your chair, your arms will be more out to the side. That's okay, as long as your shoulders are set back and down. So we're thinking about shrugging our shoulders up, but we're shrugging them up from a tall position, let's say. So from the side, it'll look like this. You'll shrug up to the back and return. So as opposed to when we're kind of bracing for big movements like we might have been doing earlier in class, and the squeeze feels like it's all here. I hope now the squeeze feels more like it's in this back portion of your trapezius muscles. So you're up nice and tall. Your shoulders are coming up because they're shrugging kind of up and back. Good, we'll just do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Yeah, shake it out if you need to. Maybe your chin drops towards your chest and you just kind of roll your head side to side. Good. Back up tall when you're done with that one. We'll use the weights again, this time with our side flex for obliques. If you know it's best for you to put down the weights for this one and maybe use a hand to stabilize to do one side at a time, that's fine as well. So hips are nice and even on your chair for this one. We'll move side to start. So side flex, back to center. We want to do this one fairly slow so that we have time to focus on our oblique muscles, our side core muscles. And check in and see if you're still evenly weighted side to side through your hips connected to your chair. Good, so we'll do one more side to side and then we're going to focus on one side for a bit. All right, so back head tall, resetting those shoulders back and down. I do only need 1 weight for the next portion, so if you'd like to set down 1 weight, that's totally fine. You can use your free hand now to stabilize on your chair if you would like. We're not going any lower necessarily with this move. We're just going to slow it down. So we're going to go down for 3 and up for 3. That's the workload phase. Down for 3 to set up, and then core muscles squeeze to bring us up for 3. Down for 3, can be very small moves, up for 3. We'll do 2 more on this side, down and up. And last one here, down and up. Excellent. Let's move to the other side and do the same. So free hand to stabilize if you like. Weight is extended down towards the ground and shoulder is set into position. Nice slow move. Again, no need to go too far down, but we're going down for 3, up for 3. So thinking about the down as starting the exercise and then the up as the workload phase of the exercise. 1, 2, and 3 to come down. 1, 2, and 3 to squeeze up. Good, a few more here. Let's just do 1 more on this side. All right, so we still have 1 weight in hand. We are going to do just a little bit more core work here. We're going to do a set of the paint shakers. So shoulders are set, weight is in both hands. So it's up and down instead of side to side for this one. And let's make it a nice small move right out front. So kind of at belly button level or slightly higher, out and in. And then you'll start to speed it up. So we're looking for that challenge through our core as we work to stabilize here as the weight is moving. Great, and then slow it back down again. All right, let's go a little farther away from our body. So each time reaches not a lot higher, but a little bit more extended through the elbows, so bigger move. Maybe you'll start to hinge this one just slightly. So you'll follow the weight slightly forward with the hinge. Okay, let's do 3 more like that. 2 and 1. All right. I'm going to sneak in one last exercise for our rotator cuff before we get to stretching. So if you want to take that weighted side, elbow is glued to your side, palm is facing up. Elbow is at a right angle. We'll go full range here. So we'll go across body to start and then rotating to whatever is your comfortable endpoint. Listen to your body for this one. Out to the side, back to center. Great. We don't want to do these too fast. We want to have time for that rotator cuff to really give us some feedback as far as where our end range should be for this one. So feeling this deep into our shoulder girdle. Good, let's do 2 more here. And 1. Great. And then we'll do the same on the other side. Elbow is glued to your side, palm facing up, coming across body. And then out to whatever is your comfortable end range here, nice and slow so that muscle has time to give us some feedback. Great, so we'll just do a few more here. We'll do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We are all done with that weight. It is time to stretch. I'm going to grab another drink of water as we get ready to do that. So our shoulders worked hard today. We'll make sure to stretch out through shoulders and in through our neck a little bit farther into our stretching routine. But for now, if you want to take the backs of your hands and slide them into your back pockets, or if it feels better to have your hands on your hips for this one, that's fine too. So shoulders are low, elbows are bent, up nice and tall to start as we start to, for one, just think about that breath in to take us a little bit closer to the ceiling, our crown of our head close to the ceiling. And then adding in elbows pulling back. So just opening up through the shoulders and chest. We'll move through a little bit of just motion here and then hang out for a stretch. Good. So next time you pull your elbows back, maybe you'll pause here, maybe even pressing your hands into your hips just a little bit to add a bit more resistance and therefore a bit more stretch through shoulders and chest. Great, and then you can unwind yourself from that one. We will do that same stretch again. So same setup, whatever you were comfortable with, either hands on your hips or hands slid into your back pockets, backs of your hands touching your rear. And then we'll pull our elbows back again. This time with a few other different options. So opening up through your chest, if you'd like to drop your gaze towards your lap and do a little side to side shake of your head. Go ahead. And then maybe you'll look back to center again, leave your arms in a bit of that stretch. And if you're all right without forward support, you might hinge slightly for this one. Again, that little bit more stretch when you actively press your hands into your hips. Great. Ease your way out of that one. We will come to stretch through our rear shoulders next. So take one hand and cross it over. Give yourself a pat on the opposite shoulder and then ease your elbow a little further across with that other hand. Nice even breaths in and out here. And then we're going to change the stretch just slightly. So you'll extend at the elbow, bring that arm long, and then pull it across this way as well. Just changing it a bit. You can always change which way your hand is facing as well. So maybe it's facing down towards the ground or more up towards the ceiling. Just changing the way the stretch feels a bit. And then we'll take that arm wide off to the side and give me 3 slow shoulder circles on that side. And we'll do the same on the other. So starting with a bent elbow, coming across body to rest your hand on your opposite shoulder. Easing that elbow a little farther across for more stretch through rear shoulder and in through your rhomboids. Great, and then if you liked that option of extending through the arm instead and changing up the stretch a bit with either palm up or palm down, you can make that change. This class went by fast. Great, ease your way out of that one. Give me 3 slow shoulder circles on this side. And then we will do a bit of rotation here as we did at the beginning of class. When we rotated at the beginning, we did more range of motion. So we'll maybe pause for a little more stretch on this one. Both sides, both hands are coming to one upper thigh. And we'll do this as a bit of a breathing exercise too. So you can do a gentle rotation, maybe looking over your shoulder, but still thinking about that really tall spine. So the crown of your head getting a little close to the ceiling with every breath in, and then a nice even exhale, breath out. And then you'll ease your way back to center. We'll do the same on the other side. So both hands are on upper thigh, gently rotating and finding a spot where you can maybe pause, looking over your shoulder, focusing on every breath in, taking the crown of your head a little closer to the ceiling, and every breath out being just as even. So nice, even inhale, exhale. Ease your way back to center. I have one last stretch for you. This one has a few different options and parts as usual. So we will drop an ear towards one shoulder and stretch out through our trapezius muscles here. If you like the little extra stretch that you get from placing your hand on your head and putting gentle pressure, go ahead. And or if you would like to take the free hand and tuck it back behind your back, so you can tuck it wherever it feels comfortable to get a little more opening through your chest. And we'll focus our breathing now on that tension between your ear and shoulder that we're releasing right now with this stretch. So maybe every breath in, feeling like you have just a bit more space to stretch. Breath out to release and relax. Good, and then we'll do the same on the other side. So your choice, you can leave it just ear towards shoulder, no extra tension. If you'd like to add a little bit of assisted stretch, you might gently grab onto your head and ease that ear a little bit farther towards your shoulder. And then you have the option of tucking your free hand back behind your back just to open up that space as well. And focusing on every breath in, making a little more space for the stretch, and every breath out, giving it a bit more release and relax. Good, come on back to center. I am over time. We're just gonna sneak in one last thing. I promise this is the last one. Give me some slow shoulder, or sorry, head circles here, just to finish off our neck release. You'll do maybe 2 in one direction and then come back the other direction for 2. Great, and then as usual, we'll finish off class with 3 big breaths in, starting down low, reaching for the ceiling. And I'll be here for a few minutes after class, so if you have any questions or anything you'd like to chat about, feel free. And otherwise, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for joining me again today.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Nice to see you too, Doreen.
And thank you. Is
Yeah,
it
see you again.
Counselor?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Over.
Counselor?
Time went
You
fast.
also.
Yeah, it did go by fast. What happened?
Okay, see you guys next week.
All right, see you.
Bye.